What's going on YouTube? Bran here today, and as you might have noticed, a couple of days ago I put out a community post here on YouTube with basically an Ask Me Anything style concept, and I wanted you guys to ask me some questions. I can answer them if you want to know a little bit more about me or my thoughts on Genshin Impact and other things as well. Thank you to Bob for helping me with this and editing the video. Let's go through some of these posts, shall we? Message from Clinton: since most of us came for Genshin and barely know anything about your past, I would really like to know, how did you end up being a YouTuber and streamer, and how did your path look like from the very beginning? Wow, that's a long way back. That's over 3 years ago. I had a big inspiration from a streamer called The Happy Hob, who I watched every single day pretty much for years upon years. He's a Dark Souls streamer, Soulsborne streamer now, who does challenge runs and things like that. And I honestly loved the vibes that he put out, and I wanted to be able to spread that kind of positive energy one day myself. So I started streaming, and I've gone through a lot of different things in my streaming career. I mean, it was basically MMO streaming, different games, and then I kind of wanted to find my niche eventually after doing some variety with things like Final Fantasy and Kingdom Hearts, like JRPG kind of things. And then Genshin happened, and it kind of blew up from there. As for YouTube, I always wanted to do YouTube, but I never really had the passion for it. And then I started to do reactions for YouTube to different video game openings and things, and I reacted to the Genshin openings one day, which was supposed to be just one at a time, and I ended up doing them all in one video because I loved them. And that's how we ended up here. I heard that you play music instruments, and most of the time you play it by ear. How long have you been practicing music, and how many instruments can you play? Perhaps someday we can hear you playing some of your favorite songs. May it be game music or not. I'm kind of curious on Genshin ones though. Yeah, I mean, I've played music ever since I was, I want to say 9 years old, 10 years old. I started playing violin. I could read violin music, and then I learned piano, keyboard, both styles of guitar, drums, and I learned all of those by ear. And I like playing loads of different music. Piano, mainly video game music, and like Megalovania, Undertale kind of inspired things. And guitar, I play pretty much anything. Guitar is the easiest for me to play, and I don't really play it enough anymore, sadly. If you were a Genshin character, what weapon would you use, and what vision would you wish? Oh, that's a good question. I get asked this quite a lot, actually. Personally, I think I would rather be a Hydro Claymore user, just because I have a really good idea for a Hydro Claymore, and I'd want the attacks to be infused by the E. And one thing that I'd love from Genshin, and this might be in a different question later, is I would love for charge attacks to be affected by bursts and ults. I know a couple of characters are already kind of, but what I had in mind was kind of, if you use your E as a Hydro Claymore user, and you have the spin attack, imagine if it infused your weapon with Hydro like a lot of characters already do, Ayato and you know, C6 Bennett and things like that. But when you do the spin, it creates like a Hydro Cyclone around you that pulls enemies in. I just think it'd be kind of cool. Hi Bran, I was wondering what kind of career path you had in mind before or instead of content creation and streaming. I also love your videos and catching your streams when you have the time. Keep it up. Love you, man. Thank you. Nah, fam. Appreciate it. I didn't. If we're going to be 100% honest, I didn't. I was working in call centers. I tried working in the medicinal side of work, clinical trials and things like that, recruiting. And nothing really gelled with me, to be honest. I always wanted to be a vet growing up, but then I found out that vets sometimes have to put animals down, and that made me go, nope. So I never really had anything in mind that I wanted to do. I always wanted to do content creation, and I ended up at a certain point when things went a certain way in my life, I just went headfirst into it and put everything that I had into it, and I have zero regrets. What is your next big goal, if you're comfortable sharing it? As in, are you going after any big milestones, or are there any special plans you want to put into action in the near future? Unless it's a secret, of course, or any collabs and sponsorships you want to be able to do. Good question, Phantom, actually. Goals is to keep making people happy, keep putting out quality content, and see where it goes. I don't really like setting number goals too much. I mean, let's be honest, I mean, I'd love to have 100k subscribers by the end of the year, but the chances of that happening is very slim. It's a lot of effort and a lot of luck as well. Now, in terms of special plans that I want to put into action in the near future, depending on when this video comes out, you might have already seen this or you might not, but I have a video regarding Diluc coming out soon for Genshin. And I tried to put a little bit of a different spin on it. Maybe the best way to put it is kind of like a narration over the top of the gameplay and editing that Bob does. And I really think it's good. And I would love to take content in that kind of direction where it's more of a storyboard for each video. But we'll see. You'll have to let me know if you enjoyed it in the comments or enjoy it in the comments when it comes out. Hi, do you think there are things that still need to be improved or added to Genshin? Yes. If so, what are you thinking? Okay, wish system, weapon types, events, things to do daily, etc. Okay, this might be a bit of a hot take right now. I personally think the wish system in Genshin is fine for the most part. I think the character banners are fine. I really do. I think the weapon banner is an absolute scam. I don't see an issue with the weapon banner working exactly like the character banners do. One loss 50-50, maximum, get your weapon. I don't see why we have to go through 2 lost 50-50s potentially. Well, 33-33s to get the weapon that we want. I think it's very bad, and I do hope that changes in future. I would also love to see a switch up of the standard banner characters. I'm not gonna lie, honestly, not a huge fan of certain characters like Mona personally, just because I don't have any interest in building her. I would love for them to switch up some standard banner characters. In terms of other stuff, the resin system, I think everybody thinks the same. We need more resin and we need it to refresh faster. The thing is with Genshin Impact is a lot of people just see it as this gacha game where you pull for characters and you log off. I really love Genshin. I love the gameplay, I love the story, I love everything about it, but when there's no story, which a lot of the time there's not, you want to be able to log onto the game and actually play it. At the minute, I can only play for 1 to 2 hours a day with the events and everything, and that's fine. Genshin is supposed to be a side game anyway, but I'd still love to be able to play more. I also think weekly bosses shouldn't cost resin at all if they're going to put a cap on it. I truly don't. Hi Bran, who is your favorite Arcon and who are you looking for the most in the future? What kind of character or who among the other unreleased Arcons? My favorite Arcon at the minute probably has to be... It's a tough question. It's between Venti and Zhongli. I feel like Zhongli has a much more in-depth story that we know of so far and also hidden under the dirt. People are gonna hate me for this, I kind of dislike how he shows up to save the day every time though, I'm not gonna lie. I'm not saying I want characters in Genshin to die, but I feel like they're kind of holding back on it, unlike other video games like Honkai and other Hoyoverse games, and other games in general that allow the characters to die for that emotional impact and storytelling. It's kind of frustrating when it's one character that seems to be coming back and saving the day every time, but I kind of understand it, and I have a feeling, I know, insert Zhongli dying first theory for the 1000th time. Sorry, Bob. I apologize, okay? I think Zhongli will die first, and that's why it's showing him, like, saving a lot of characters and a lot of other reasons, but yeah, I'll keep it at that. You've seen some of Star Rail, right? Who's your favorite looking character so far? What about Zenless Zone Zero? Are you interested in games like Wuthering Waves or Arcon? Jesus, okay, there's a lot of different games here. When do you think we'll get a Pyro 5-star female character that uses the adult mature model in Genshin? Does Hu Tao just not exist to you, Ether Winter? Is Hu Tao's not an adult model? I don't know. What? Anyway, Star Rail looks fantastic. Zenless Zone Zero looks fantastic. Wuthering Waves looks incredible. And Arcanite's Enfield I haven't looked too much into. Who's my favorite Star Rail looking character look-wise so far? I don't know. March the 7th is kind of cute. And the other characters look really cool as well. I haven't looked into it too much to know the names and stuff, so I'm not 100% sure, honestly. What do you like the most about Genshin Impact? For example, story, characters, combat, etc. Also, do you like J-pop? Story. 100%, I'm a story guy. Do I like J-pop? I want to just say yes, because I like a ton of different music, and it's very rare that I don't like a general genre. There might be some songs in the genre that I don't like, but in general, I really love, like, most music. Do you think Genshin has a problem with artifact systems, resin, etc.? And if so, what do you think could be a solution? Okay, so I think people have this feeling about Genshin that they would really love to be able to grind for a specific artifact and get it in a day. People really want that onset Pyro Goblet, they really want that onset EM Sands, and they want a system like re-rolling the main stat of an artifact. But let me pose this question to you. If you could do that, and let's say, for example, you really wanted to build Hu Tao and you got the perfect HP Sands, you got a perfect Pyro Damage Goblet, and you needed, I don't know, just one more artifact to complete the entire set. And you could do that in a day because you can reroll the main stat. What do you do after that? What do you do when you've done that and built every character? The RNG is pretty goddamn bad with the artifacts. However, would I want that to change? I don't know, because honestly, for me personally, artifact grinding is one of the most enjoyable things in the game. Waiting for it to pop up, see if the substats are good or bad, and then, you know, I don't take it too bad if I get a bad day. I just go back the next day and the next day and the next day, and I get lucky sometimes, just like everybody will eventually. I do think it could be better. I'm not sure how though. Maybe re-rolling one of the substats, but even then, it feels like it'd just be very easy. Let me know down in the comments if you have any better ideas than I do. Will you ever do a Genshin Bingo in co-op? I already have. It's actually on Alster's channel. Bob, if you want to link up the video up here, that'd be perfect. What can you say to the new upcoming and rising streamers and content creators? Just keep at it. I don't think there's anything that I can't. I am still, in my opinion, a upcoming and rising streamer and content creator. I'm definitely not at the top or anywhere near. There's not really much that I can say apart from keep at it and keep doing what you're doing. I'm friends with a lot of people that are streamers and content creators that are absolutely killing the game at the moment. Some of those take advice from me, I take advice from them, and it's sometimes people just go their own way and do their own things, and that's perfectly fine. I've always been wondering what your favorite Genshin region is between Mondstadt, Liyue, and Inazuma, and maybe even the Chasm or Enkonomiya if you want to go that route. Okay, I'll do them separately. The Chasm and Enkonomiya, I am one of the oddballs. I prefer Enkonomiya to the Chasm. Favorite region in general, I would have to say Mondstadt, just because it holds the fondest memories. If I'm talking most impactful region, Liyue, 1,000,000%. And I think most people could agree that most of the quests and the story and everything, the huge moments tend to happen in Liyue. Bob, I gotta fix my fucking headset. Hold on. Bob, it's whispering in my ear, dude. Okay, I fixed it. Wait. I was testing. Okay. Thanks, Bob. I see many Genshin streamers eventually drop the game from burnout or not enjoy playing, etc. Do you ever think about quitting Genshin? Why? And if not, how do you still keep yourself from burnout and getting bored? Okay, listen. I think dropping the game is a big thing that people misunderstand a lot. There's a lot of content creators that still play Genshin, but as it's designed to be played. When story stuff comes out, they'll play it and then they'll go play other games. That's not dropping Genshin. That's just playing it as it was kind of designed, as a side game. However, I am a person who plays Genshin Impact daily. Sometimes I miss a day, but that's just... And I'll explain this actually. So, I don't see myself dropping the game, or even dropping it to the point of only playing when story stuff comes out. How do I keep myself from burning out or getting bored? Well, it's simple. I don't follow the meta. I build my own teams. I build my own characters. I don't care what the meta says. I couldn't care less. I want to build the characters that I enjoy. I like exploring. I like just going around and killing enemies and picking stuff up to maybe even just prepare for future characters. It's not even that. I just like to do it. I wish there was another form of endgame content that wasn't just constantly fighting against the clock. I do play other games as well as Genshin to stop myself from burning out of Genshin. If I just played Genshin, I would have burnt out by now. But I know how to handle burnout, and I know how to manage it from doing it in the past so much. So yeah, I just manage it pretty well, I think, hopefully. Hey Bran, if you have to pick between Klee or Kazuha, who's your favorite? That's fucking rude. That's so fucking toxic. Klee, cover your ears. Kazuha, cover your ears. Okay, listen. If you asked me this 7 months ago when I reacted to the trailers, I would have said Klee. But I've played the game now, and we've gone through a lot of the story, and I have fallen in love with the character of Kazuha. His backstory, his future potential story, I cannot wait to see more of him. If he gets a rerun, I am 100% pulling for him, and he might be the first 5-star character that I actually specifically pull for a constellation for. But I do still love Klee, I think she's great. What kind of permanent content do you wish Hoyoverse added in Genshin to make the endgame less dull, and why? I really love the recent event where you could put self-imposed challenges on, make it harder for yourself, but it was just waves of enemies and no timer. No timer is huge. I would love something like that in the game for minimum rewards. I am not one of these people that care too much about the Primogen rewards, and I think that's been ingrained by grinding and grinding and grinding for 36-star Abyss to get less than a 10 pull every month. It just doesn't make sense to me. I would personally rather get other rewards like Mora, Bucks, Fragile Resin, and other things. But obviously more Primos would be good. I'm not saying it wouldn't. I would just rather the resin so I could play the game more rather than just save up for characters to still play the game less. Do you agree or disagree with some creators who constantly bash into the game saying it's going to die as soon as there is no endgame content? I disagree. The reason I disagree is I don't think Genshin is gonna die. Genshin, if we go with the fact that Genshin doesn't have endgame content now, Genshin has never had endgame content. And why hasn't the game died already in that case when it's almost 2 years old? I do think adding more endgame content would be great for the game, but I also think if you have nothing left in the video game to stay for, then you shouldn't. If you don't enjoy the video game as it is or how it's existed for the past 2 years, and you don't want to play the video game anymore, then don't. I don't think Genshin's going anywhere anytime soon, and that's just it. I would like to know how much Genshin helped your channel grow, subs, and how much money you honestly spent yet. Oh, okay. I mean, I'm happy to say this as well, to be fair. Growth-wise, almost all of my subs have come from Genshin, I would say. I think that's a no-brainer. I pretty much am just a Genshin YouTuber. The first 400, 500 subs on my channel were from variety stuff. The other 53,000 have been from Genshin and Honkai and other gacha games. How much money I've spent on the game in the past 7 months? Actually, I have a folder because of taxes and such. So this is overall amount of money that I have spent on Genshin Impact, and this includes on my account, it includes on other people's accounts that I have done like giveaways for, which I've done quite a few at this point. It also includes PayPal that I've sent to other people for things like welcome giveaways. A lot of what I have spent has been for giveaways and other people, but a lot of it has also been on my account. So in the past 7 months, it's been under £2,000. So I'd say around about 1,900 USD. Which Genshin Impact region are you the most excited for? By the way, what's your favorite Genshin character? Sumeru. And the 3 characters that I want in the game right now and to be able to pull for, there is only 3. It is Klee, Kazuha, and Sino. Those are the 3, and I cannot wait, and I will be pulling for them 100%. If it's okay for you to answer, how much do you earn from streaming and YouTube? It's not okay for me to answer, sadly, but I earn practically nothing from my YouTube because I pay both of Bob and Bean, my editors, my YouTube revenue. I just earn money from streaming and sponsors and such. But it's enough to get by. What character will you cosplay next? Well, I don't know specifically, but I mean, I gotta put this to use at some point, right? I gotta put this to use at some point, so who knows? Are you planning on visiting anywhere this summer? Twitchcon EU! Yes, I am going to Twitchcon EU. If any of you are going and you do want to meet up, then make sure you join the Discord and stuff, and I will be there for both of the days, and I'm very much looking forward to it. Bob, how do you feel when people call you Bran? Take it away, Bob.
I find it very funny. A little insulting, but very funny.
Wait, what? No, Bob, people don't call you Bran, they call me Bob. Wait, do they call you Bran?
Yes, and they do that quite often.
Wait, but that makes no sense. Why would people call you Bran instead of me Bob? Because
I'm better than you.
So people think you're the streamer, the YouTuber, and
They just wish I was the streamer. They're projecting their fantasies to the real world.
This makes no sense to me. Thanks, Bob. Could you do a hair length reveal? I mean, actually, kinda. Yeah, sure. Why not? Ow. Okay, I have just got out the shower, so my hair is a little bit it's a little bit wet still, but hair length reveal is pretty goddamn long. I don't usually wear it down for obvious reasons. It's not cut in that style and it doesn't really look good, but it's pretty long. It goes to the bottom of my face, and I can wear it in a couple of different styles, but I just choose not to, I think. I don't know. Get back up, you motherfucker. Get back up. I like to pretend I'm a police officer arresting my hair when I do this. Hands behind the back. Get your hands behind your back. We did it. Do you have a romantic life? Give as much detail as you feel comfortable with. I was gonna make a joke and be like... I do. I am in a relationship, and that's all anyone needs to know. I should have just kept with the joke. That would be so funny. Bob, that'd be comedy genius. God damn. I don't really have anything to ask right now. I just want to say hi. Well, hi. Milk or cereal? Both, you psychopath. Okay, well, I think that'll do it for today. again, Bob, thank you very much for, you know, doing the on-screen edits and everything that you have done for this video. I appreciate it. And you guys, if you enjoyed this kind of video, let me know down in the comments below a little bit more insight on me, myself, and kind of what I've done and what I'm gonna be doing. I really enjoy making these kind of videos. That 30 minutes went nowhere, and it's probably gonna be shorter once it's edited down. But thank you very much for watching. It means the world, and I'll see you all in the next one. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. At 100k subs, I'm gonna literally